Won't you tell me what this is? A cold open. Cold open? It's like a hot open, but everything's not prepared just for the opening. And then we later have that hot open when everything's prepared. Hot open isn't a thing. There's only a cold open and then the regular open. It's also an opportunity for me to ramble at you a moment while I make sure the face stream
What about like warm
still
opens?
works. Yeah, let's have a
Like-
lukewarm open.
Like room temperature open?
Room temp open. Okay, you guys, you got your pandy rags ready? You ready to
Tap
wipe
cold.
everything down? Because we're about to get into the greasy zone. You don't want to leave streaks on all your electronics. Okay, and we would be. That's so funny. On RadioVegas.rocks, there's like music playing right now that's in between shows. We call it the automation. And I forgot to name, this is some inside baseball, but you're going to love it. Get ready. I forgot to name the file. Plus, it makes us sound like we're professionals that there's all these details. But there's a file you have to name for your show. And if you don't change the name, it keeps the name of the last person's show. And you write over their show. So I was just about to do that.
Don't lose your show, man.
Yeah, and then the people on RadioVegas.rocks, we just went live, but they heard us go live for just a second. Just interrupted the song just for me to say like, whoop, whoop, oh, oh, oh. But you folks on the video stream on greasyconversation.com. But make sure you get that RadioVegas.rocks app. You can leave that running in the background. Anything we're looking at today, I'm going to describe to you folks driving around, cleaning your basements or whatever you're doing while you enjoy this audio content. Or you could look at it. Also, you know, maybe it's a good time to look at this on Radio Vegas's YouTube channel. We could always use a couple extra subs and little bell rings on Radio Vegas Rocks, all one word on YouTube. But enough of this cold open. Let's get the show started. What's going on right now is...
Yeah, with the back.
Greasy conversation. Back in Off-White Vivid Tangerine here at RadioVegas.rocks. We're in the Kicker Clubhouse. You remember the Kicker Studio. Now we've upgraded Kicker Clubhouse. It's made of wood, so you know it's good. And you can rent out this space for your podcast situations as well, if you dare. And I dare you to. So anyway, Greasy Conversation, welcome. Today we've got photographer, digital artist, dirigible artist, Buck Williamson.
Yeah, that's me. Digital artist. And
Oh my God.
Social maniac. Yeah.
Yeah, social maniac.
Yeah, that's it, man. So we are.
Yeah.
We're getting the sound right. Thank you.
We freaking are.
It's awesome to be back after Vegas is starting to open phase 1. It's kind of an honor to be here.
Yeah.
In
Hell
the
yeah.
Kicker Studio. Now
We're
that-
at phase 1.5 over at Kicker
I'm
Clubhouse.
telling you. I mean, in the past 45 days, I've seen maybe 10 people from outside of my house. No, now it's 10.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen you the whole time.
No,
Yeah.
it's weird. It just occurred to me because you come in with this vibe, and I'm like, yeah, showtime energy. You got me like feeling confident.
It's just nice to be out of the house, man.
Yeah.
Right?
Really nice.
Hell yeah.
Nah, you always have a cozy vibe though.
It's
Well,
great.
thank you.
Yeah.
I try to, be approachable.
Yeah, I'm like, I had all these guests lined up before the pandy, and I'm like, one by one, picking everybody. You were one of them anyway, but I forgot what order you're in. But I'm like, Buck's going to be ready to go. Let me
Right.
just grab him because, of course, I'm like doing this a few days ago, all short notice.
Yeah.
But with the news we pile up, every once in a while, you can get a sneak preview. But for sure, during this episode and any past episodes, we've got this awesome sneak view of our notes you can get into. It's a Google Doc. It has links to all the weird stuff we're looking at, Easter eggs, other dank news you might have missed. We might overlook
So
in the
dank.
article. Yeah, so you just go to greasyconversation.com and click on this episode. That's the deal. So,
All right. Ready?
news. Yeah,
Ready
throw
to
it
start?
at me. Let's
uh,
yeah, let's launch that submarine. It's news gurgling time.
let's talk about the apartment of the future.
Yeah, oh, I'm happy we're starting with these futuristic apartments. This is where
That
everything's
has
going.
Very cool.
this flat in Sydney. For rent is fully furnished, but it also has a toilet pretty much in the kitchen. Like the
Yeah.
bathroom looks like it's in the kitchen, separated by just like a glass wall.
Wow.
This is the future.
I mean, it's got some like frosting, like areas that are like the frosted glass. So it's like censored, But still, But you know what? Like, if you can't shit in front of people that you invite into your home, like, who can you shit in front of?
So for you, this is like a test.
Yeah, man. Like, you know, or if you if you have a friend come over and they can't shit in your bathroom, even though it's in your kitchen, are they even really your friends?
I know of a guy who was in the Marines, and I'm not going to mention who he is, but someone listening knows him very well. But apparently, he couldn't take a dump without someone in the room with him and the door open.
That's
Imagine being married to
kinda
that.
odd. That's pretty odd. Because usually it's the total opposite.
That's
where
some
it's
serious
like,
PTSD.
Yeah. It's like reverse PTSD. It's like you didn't have enough bad happen to you naked.
right?
So this is the bathroom. Wow, that's pretty amazing.
I had a guitarist friend that was a veteran. He had this grizzled veteran buddy that he like roommated with or something like that. Anyway, this guy suffered damage through like shrapnel to that zone, to the wanker zone. And he could only get an erection if he stared at it. He had to stare at himself.
Oh, I thought he might need to use a magnet or something, you know, to
That sounds
get the shrapnel
high
up.
tech. Yeah, it's like reposition things here.
Right.
No MRIs. Yeah, but it's like the way Johnny, shout out Johnny Moreno, presented it. Martino, it's been a minute. Sorry. Like he had to like concentrate like a snake charmer. Like had to like squint, which is I wish I could get an erection that way. Just
Right?
like give it like a good. I have to look at other stuff.
So it was like a force erection.
Yeah,
He was just using the force to
exactly.
fill it up. All right.
That would be a pain though, because you couldn't look at like concenticles or whatever.
Use the Schwartz.
Yeah.
Well, no, you just have to put the screen like onto your
Oh
cock.
yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. Just have your.
Then it
just
looks
laying across
huge
the-
compared to these tiny people on the screen. I love it. We got hot tips today right off the bat.
Yeah, man. So this flat is actually going for $380 a week. A week, man.
And
Oh, it's
where is it
weekly, isn't
located?
it?
This is in Sydney.
There's more. So this is the one that's like a headline right now because they bothered to separate the bathroom and the kitchen. Yes, but it's separated by glass walls. But what you don't see from this angle is that the glass walls between the bathroom and the kitchen are frosted mostly. So that's kind of okay. But they forgot to frost the glass between
On the side.
the side of the bathroom and the living room. Yeah, they
Yeah.
massively overlooked what your guests would see. Basically, they'd sit on the couch watching TV, look to their right, and look between your legs. They have a bidet, though.
Yeah. Gonna have a clean butt.
Yeah. You'll be goatseeing your guests cleaning that butt,
So,
though.
all right, everyone, go stand in the kitchen. I gotta take a shit. Don't want you looking in the side. Get my shitting profile.
Part of the fun of this is that it led me on a bit of a search.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, there can't be just that toilet in a kitchen. And I was looking for, like, mixed-use bathroom kitchens. That's not a thing. That's not a Google search that gets you anything. But if you search for toilet in kitchen, there's a handful.
Seems like there's a lot.
Yeah, toilets in the kitchen. Oh, man. Thanks, Pinterest.
Well, you know, there's plumbing in the kitchen, so if you don't have other options.
Bathtub 4 feet from the stove. Yeah, there's plumbing in the kitchen already. Okay, I see what you're putting down there.
I'm just saying. Makes
Not-
sense.
Not a wrong.
See, what you
Info
gotta
there.
do is just move your stove into the bathroom. That way you can cook your flapjacks while you're
Yeah.
taking your morning
This is
shit.
what happens when they take a one-bedroom apartment and split it into 2 studios. That's it, right there, man.
Oh,
That's like
damn.
the ultimate gentrification.
It's definitely what happened. So, help me, Greg. Tell me what your favorite one is. I picked my favorite one, and it's this one. I don't know if you see it in the list of Google images, but there's a toilet underneath a sink. It's the one we're looking at right now, greasyconversation.com, on our YouTube and the Radio Vegas Rocks, all one word YouTube.
Oh.
But there's a kitchen counter, kitchen sink, and underneath the counter is a toilet. I could use this. You'd have to hunch
you
down.
won't need a squatty potty because
No.
you're already going to be punched over. Like,
The back of your neck would basically be under the counter.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's like a sneaky hidden toilet.
I like this one. It looks like
Yeah, describe it really good, and then I'll pull it up.
it's a very small bathroom with like the L counter, a short L counter, and then there's like a little glass area that looks like a glass shower, and the toilet is in there, and then something else that does actually look like a stove or oven or something, which I
Ooh.
can't tell what it is, but
Hopefully it's not
How
electric.
far down did you go? Because I'm playing this game of like, see if you can tell me enough that I find it.
it's
Someone
like
was-
5 rows.
Push their
Or-
toilet up underneath the kitchen counter. This is a joke that a photographer did because there's no way that's plumbed in the middle of the dining room. The
No?
dining room table has a toilet pushed up to it. Oh, I see I see exactly the one you described. There's a bit of an L counter and the toilet's in a glass
Yeah,
box,
yeah.
and there's another little station in there.
Yeah, it looks like an oven.
That's crazy.
Oh man.
This is just so great. I love that this is a thing.
Well, would that be the kind of place to quarantine in?
Tree hugger design.
Maybe.
Totally. I mean, one-stop shop, man.
It's like another sink that I think is for your butt. I know
A
I'm
sink for
describing.
your butt?
Sounds like a bidet. I know.
It's definitely
Sounds
bidet.
like an American trying to describe a bidet, but it looks like this one doesn't like a. You'd have to hang from your feet to use that as a bidet.
Right.
Looks
Right.
uncomfortable.
Hot show. I'm liking this show
I think
already.
They should have one where, like,
Hot
instead of like the island that's in the middle of the kitchens, like that's where it is. Just right in the
Rotating
middle.
toilet platform.
Yeah.
Dude, if you could, it's like the sit and spin that you go in the bathroom during.
Oh. That's pretty awesome, man. I would. It's also like a ride.
Yeah, totally.
Now
Yeah.
we're not aiming our spit at each other.
Nope.
That's part of our social distancing procedure. It's a lot bigger studio
And there's
in Kicker
also
Clubhouse.
air filtration systems at work, a lot of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of airy machines in this desert heat. We've got all the air, which is nice. You feel comfortable?
Absolutely.
Oh, cool.
Now, here's a quick tip if you have to travel. And my buddy taught me this. He traveled for about 9 years straight for the company that I'm technically still working for. But when you get in the plane, those little vents in the top, right?
Yeah.
The best bet to avoid sickness is to actually take that thing and have it exhaust that filtered air directly in front of your face. Now, you may get cold, but
Oh,
that's why you got
nice.
to bundle up a little bit.
Well, you can turn
but
it down a
mask
little
or
bit.
not,
Yeah.
it's going to keep that fresh air flowing and all the other stuff blowing away. So
That's brilliant.
And it's worked for me. I've traveled a lot in
Yeah.
the recent years. So
Yeah, I kind of always do that just because I'm paranoid about having. It makes me feel less claustrophobic if there's fresh air blowing at me.
absolutely.
I turn it down a little bit. I don't go full blast,
Ooh, I
but I
just-
get a good mouthful coming at me from up there.
Yeah.
You can rub your mask on my panty rag if you want.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's-
sanitizer rag.
It is. I put bleach in some water. I got that public pool kind of ratio.
I think I'm going straight home after this, so we'll be all right. I think we're gonna be all right. My lady's made a nice number of these.
Yeah, I've got one right here. It's hers.
Yeah, and then we've got this guy right here. Which camera are we on right now?
We're on all of them at once
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I don't want to switch cameras.
So yeah,
Just wave it around.
the military one is kind of fun. I like that, but good stuff.
Plaid, almost a houndstooth.
Cover your face. Use common sense. All that fun stuff.
A
Stay
lot
positive.
of it is a formality too, and I think that that's okay when you just got a mutual thing with this other business person that, look, we're both masked. I'm not going to magically sneeze on you suddenly
Yeah.
because your particular company didn't screw up a plastic shield like all the other businesses. In and Out, but like no, it's just In and Out is going nuts with the mask time. And but like you go to McDonald's and they just screwed up plastic shields, and I'm like, I think this plastic shield is blocking pretty great. It's like unless they have to crawl under the plastic shield to like some of the employees get up under the shield.
There
That's
are
when you
a lot
gotta
of
worry.
variations happening right
Yeah.
now, but the good part is that we're moving forward, right?
Yeah, especially just lowering everyone's viral load. No one's expecting perfection, but if you have less things for your white blood cells to contend with, then for all you know, you might have kicked a couple panties to the curb already. You might have kicked some COVIDs.
Exactly.
You might have even had a couple near you already.
This is why I bought a house with a pool.
Washed them off.
Sanitized.
Yeah, we're gonna make a UV sanitizer.
That's gonna be
You guys,
awesome.
I know this show isn't as tech focused as WOZ.LOL, where I make a lot of gadgetry, but we've got an upcoming project that is very likely not to happen because I'm teasing it. We're totally going to jinx it now. But we're going to build a UV pool sterilizer.
Exactly.
We're branching a little bit off of the audio gadgets. I've got other gadgets in my heart, and we're going to figure out how to DIY a UV bulb that water flows over and gets all dead. Dead water.
We're gonna save a fortune, and we're gonna help other people save a fortune if we figure it out.
Oh, yeah, it's
so
gonna
that'll
be way lower.
fantastic. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm
so
in. I'm
ring
in.
that bell. Ring that bell. WOZ.LOL. Oh, come on with a little rhyme about it. Oh, man. I want to high five you all so bad.
Ding ding.
Take my bows, everybody. We're throwing bows here.
Yeah, that's what. Once we get the all clear, we're just gonna be high fiving all over the place.
Oh, yeah. Or, it's not too late to throw bows now. Even air bows.
Yeah.
Throw those air bows. Yeah.
That's right, boy. Yeah. High
Throwing
bow.
bows. High bow.
All right.
Any more of these bathrooms stick out to you while Greg picks out another news article thing? This looks like a chorus of pieces of toilets.
Yeah.
Like lined up like a
I
symphony.
like the art installation there with all the the toilets stacked.
I'm over art with toilets. I don't really like looking at toilets. They make me think of poop. I don't like thinking about poop all the time. So there.
I have a friend who live streams
Himself.
herself
Oh.
while she's
Okay.
doing her business, but she philosophizes. She doesn't talk about it or anything. She just does it because
Men can't do that
Yeah.
job.
It's kind of bizarre, but
Yeah.
intriguing at the same time. I can only watch like maybe one little
She live
Facebook
in
story
Japan?
segment.
That totally sounds like a Japan thing.
She's here in Las Vegas.
I don't
She
know
might
why.
be watching. Her
Is
friends
this-
are definitely watching.
Is this a reverse mukbang?
Right? The other end. Okay. Yeah.
For you,
That's a thing.
yeah, mukbangs are videos of people eating.
And talking about things and getting emotional
Yeah.
and that's a thing.
I
But
hate talking and eating.
The joke makes
Yeah.
that makes perfect sense. Reverse.
I like to run off in my own little
Toilet
room to eat,
broadcasts.
where no one can hear me smack my lips and gasp for air as I'm eating.
Yeah.
I like to just run off, and then I'll chat with them. We'll have a little chat after I eat here in private.
That seems reasonable. I mean, it's like those people who get on the phone and they're like,
Dude, I hang up on those people. I lost my job at Verizon 401 over hanging up on those people. Among other things, I also relabeled the keys because we had these special keyboards that had a lot of extra keys. And I brought a label maker and I'd pop the caps off. It was,
was
a
it
clear
a cherry
cap.
keyboard?
Yeah, I think something like that. So there was these clear caps that you could put labels under the keys, and the management would just stick a label maker labels on top of the keys, and they'd peel off and get smudged, and you couldn't read them anymore.
Yeah.
I took the extra minute with my pocket knife and popped the cap off and put the label underneath where you're supposed to.
Where it wouldn't
But
smudge.
my labels said things like launch missile, summon Yoda, no, call Yoda, summon gnome. One just said eggs.
Nice.
All kinds of fun things. The suicide ones got me in trouble though.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. You might
There's
get
one,
people
like,
thinking about like,
There was a
worrying
kill
about, yeah.
self button, but it seems like as an employee you want to smack that button sometimes.
You would
It
need
feels
like
good.
a PEBCAC button.
Yeah.
What's the other one? ID10T button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we had a couple of those too because I got suggestions. People would pass notes to the slits in the cubicles,
Okay.
and I would pass them printed out little labels. I went nuts
Excuse
with my
me for a
label
moment.
maker. We got half the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like
Oh,
40
on it?
computers or something that we relabeled the keyboards on.
Nice.
I took all the heat because it was absolutely my idea. I didn't rat anyone else out. I was like, yes, I went nuts on all these. They're like, I don't know how we didn't see you going to all these.
Yeah.
I don't know either. You must have been
Tech
slacking.
support will do things to you.
Why
Oh,
don't you guys
man.
learn how to do your job? Aren't you supposed to be managing something?
This was so much worse than tech support. 411, you have to talk to 2,000 people a day for like a couple of words. It's like power lonely.
Damn. It's like, what address you looking for? Okay.
Yeah. It's so distracting from your own inner thoughts that it's like more lonely than if you could be alone with your thoughts. Like, that'd be better company.
Pretty much.
Such a
Like,
weird.
at least you'd have something positive
Oh,
happening.
yeah. I can't believe it's a job you're still allowed to have people do. It's like only because they haven't done comparisons between what it does to the mind versus like water torture.
Mm-hmm.
Because they'd be like so comparable. They'd be like, we're waterboarding everybody with this stupid job.
forced ADHD. Yeah. Exactly.
Mental waterboarding. I like it.
Audio waterboarding.
All
With
right.
people smacking their lips on having a spoonful of peanut butter and then trying to figure out where in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, which we had to take a special class to learn how to spell that right, and find the. We had 2 weeks of class for this thing because of the. Oh, and the fact that there's like a Linwood or a Lenwood in like every state.
It's true.
Learned all kinds of stuff like that to try to find these people's crap. I would wake up in the middle of the night, tossing and mumbling to myself, saying, "Boca de Beppo, Walmart. Thank you. What city and state? I said city and state like just endlessly in my sleep for a good year.
Yeah, that is the form of PTSD. I'm telling you, man. We
Right.
talked about this.
There was a pre-recording that would say city and state for us in our voice that we made. And I still had to repeat it to people that much that it became something I mumbled in my sleep.
Don't you love
Damn.
when they do that at the drive-through? They're like, "It's a great day, yada yada. How can I help you?" And they're like, "Yeah." Like their mood is not what they recorded this
Yeah.
morning.
Right.
No, I know. It's like, yeah. Raising Cane's, there's no pre-recording, and they have to give you like a chipper, like chunk of a wrap to like take your order. It's like,
Really?
how do you do? Raising Cane's for you and a gobbledygook or whatever you do.
Oh, I can't do those fries, man. They're just too
The
tough.
Cane's fries, you order them without salt. Well done. Then you get these. It's like potato chips. Then it's like
Okay.
ruffle sticks.
That
I
is
don't know.
like,
That Chick-fil-A, or not the Chick-fil-A, the other guys.
Chick-fil-A's waffle fries break my heart though.
Yeah, but they're just.
I
hatred.
lose myself in them.
I meant Popeyes though. I remember.
Oh, okay.
When I was buying my last drone, I was in Atlanta, right? And I told this guy I was like trying to find something near my buddy's house I was going to visit.
Your
And I-
most recent drone or the last drone you'll ever buy?
Oh, this is the most.
I know the answer to that. Go on.
There's a very long series of stories that will come out on my YouTube channel eventually. But
Hey, some people go through drones. Some people go through cars. At least you don't
some
have a bunch
people
of
go
old.
through clothing, you know.
Yeah, you don't have a bunch of old cars in the yard. It's
Yeah.
okay if you have drones lying around. We'll pick some-
Like I told this dude,
parts supplies.
you know, why don't you meet me at the Chick-fil-A at on in Marietta, whatever. And across the street there was a Popeyes, and he was like, "Nah, man, we don't do that Chick-fil-A shit. You can meet me over at the Popeyes and get the drone." But yeah, it's a Mavic Platinum. It's fantastic. I blew through 4 batteries this morning in my backyard.
You're mavicking
wow.
it around this morning. How lovely.
Yeah, in the pool, I was using the action track with the dog and the lady, and I'll send you a link. It's good stuff.
Our remote correspondent, John Bonham Fox, is in the room. Hi, boys.
John. What's up,
Hey,
man?
John.
Hey, shout out to Dana Dow in the room from Portals. Also from an episode we had a few back during the Pandy Stay at Home Little Jaunt of Kerfoot and Dow, a legendary Vegas band with my wife, Ange Kerfoot,
Trying to fly
who's
like
also
birds.
popping in, laughing at our nerdy stuff. It's like, nerd out. We're talking about flying robots and shit.
And
Oh, and then
toilets.
look there, you are. You commented too. Haha. Oh, no, wait. It's someone that said your name. I was like, Buck, you're commenting in there.
I'm commenting?
No, it's Erica. Hey, Erica.
Oh, yeah, I have boxes and
the-
boxes of old toy drones. It's
The
true.
mask maker. This is an Erica exclusive right there. Okay. I feel like I derailed us entirely on what the hell we were
Oh, that's all right.
even dealing with
That's
here.
all right. That's all right. Yeah.
That's what we live for, man.
We're going to talk about men's puppy pads, and I know
Oh,
a man
this
who
is
could
so-
use those.
So appropriate with this. And it's not me because I wipe every time. I wipe the floor in front of the toilet. I wipe.
You wipe the rim if you get a drop on the edge of it. Yeah.
I'll leave like a sweat mark on the rim, even sitting down just from the sack it's resting there. So like, oh, I got to clean up after that too.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You
I
live
don't-
with the ladies, though. You got to think about that a little more. I know
Yeah, gosh, I don't know how I lived with myself before I thought about those things. I was just sitting in my juice like every time, probably.
I do. Yeah, Erica had a roommate that it was a very old house, and he would come in just blasted and just like hose down everything. Like it was. Anyway, you get there in the morning. They use his name actually. I'm not going to say his name, but
He
they-
would just mist
Yeah.
like a lion.
But the thing is that the house was so old that like the wood around the toilet was already kind of like, and it was in
Oh.
Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, this would be great for that house
oh yeah.
if he still lived there.
So unless, in case you caught like our brief mention of it, we're talking about the solution of putting a puppy pad under the toilet. You don't have the same magnetic draw of the chemicals in the puppy pad, but you get all that absorbency. It's like a diaper for the ground.
For bad
Is it super common for like dudes to just piss everywhere?
Well, what
Because like
happens?
I don't usually like piss all over the fucking place. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
someti-
not
sometimes,
usually.
Sometimes you go into like public restrooms, there's just piss every fucking where.
Well, I've heard ladies' rooms are worse because everyone's trying to hover and no one can aim at.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
What gets me?
I try not to get the guy's foot next to me.
I've got a picture to paint that explains it all. So there's like a snot that comes out of there. It's white and it's sticky. And when you have a lot of hair there too, sometimes some of that sticks right where it comes out, and then you've got like this split in the aqueduct.
You got the
then.
double stream.
Yeah. So sometimes with that hole getting stuck or hair getting stuck to it, you have like a new surprise wacky direction it just surprises you with.
I actually have a Prince Albert, but I don't wear jewelry in it, and I literally have to like twist it
plug it?
around every time, put the skin over it. But if I was feeling nasty, I theoretically could do like a V off to one side,
Whoa.
or and spite someone if I really wanted to.
Yeah.
But I don't do that sort of thing. I'm not a spiteful type.
Like those super soakers that you could aim around a wall. Okay, a quick Prince Albert story. I have to. It's been a minute since I brought this up. But there was a DEA agent that was friends with this female drummer that was in Rooftop Ridicule. Oh man, it's been a minute. Shout out Sydney. Okay, so we were partying, hanging out one night, and she was in a lot of prestigious, like all-female bands that got like a lot of cool gigs and stuff. One did a lot of touring. She'd meet cool people, and there was this DEA agent that she had caught up with in town a few times that would go to really high ranking and would go to Vegas to have a good time and escape from that whole lifestyle. It would have these business cards that were just all white that just said just his fake name. And then like his like burner phone number for when he was in Vegas, I think was the other thing on the card.
Wow.
So he would go and party, and like we had like drug dealer friends and they'd mingle in the same circles with him, but it was just all below his radar. He's like, we're not touching anything on this level. This is all
Yeah.
what we allow to trickle through.
We're trying to find the next guy out.
Yeah, this is what we expect people to party with. We're trying to find where the real people are getting like trafficking kids and bombing each other and all that kind of level of drug dealing. That's
So did you guys pierce his dick?
no, he looked like we didn't, but it was one of the elements of hanging out with this person because he was so stoic and so like he had so programmed his normal demeanor to be like a DE agent that he was like it seemed out of character when he would say party like things. Like if he was just pretending to be a DE agent to be an interesting dude, he had it freaking down because he looked like a really clean Pete Townsend, kind of like serious, like Pete Townsend when he's serious, like older Pete Townsend where he looks like a British barrister. He's just this bald guy that would like kill you in a movie. John Statham, right? Jason Statham. Very Statham-esque fella.
Okay.
Like he looked like he knew the
secret
moves.
agent.
Like he could just break
Any
my
kind
neck
of
if I felt like it. But he was in a jolly. It's not what's going on. We're having fun, chatting with each other, telling old stories, swapping stories that were dramatically different in their epicness. But he's like, oh, somehow it came up in conversation. He's like, oh, there's another party trick I have that will surprise you. It's very out of character. That I usually show people earlier to get things started, but I haven't showed you folks yet because we talk about all this music stuff. So our musician stuff was fascinating to him. It's like as piddly as it was compared to his like gun raids or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, he did the thing where he like put a beer bottle in front of his crotch and just did a little thrust, and you heard the ting of this like fat like baby fist of metal hitting the beer bottle.
So I wear this RoboCop.
Yeah. It's like an additional doorknob in there.
Have you seen the RoboCop?
No?
It's like an
sounds like-
appliance
that
for that piercing.
Oh
it's
my gosh.
I mean, if you look, it's out there. It's like an actual.
You
it's
saw me go
actual-
for the mouse and then retreat?
It's like it's like a studded mushroom head with a pipe that goes down and a pin that goes in the side. It's
Oh wow.
That sounds like a bong.
it's terrifying. Yeah. Speaking of bongs, I got a new one for the pool.
Yay! Pool bong. Does it float?
Probably.
stay upright in water?
It's like that rubber, nonstick rubber.
Oh, it's the silicone one.
People making jokes say it looks like a dildo. I don't know, but you know, it
I
doesn't
love
break like
those.
the glass ones.
I freaking love those. Yeah, we have one. We can just like wiffle ball with it. It's totally safe. We can bounce it off the walls.
But this one, you can like bend it like
Yeah.
a rubber dildo, and you can split it in half.
It's
It
driving
has,
me
like,
nuts that I
filters
can't
in the
remember
middle.
the name.
It's wild.
Ours doesn't
I've
split in
seen one
half
like
though, but it does have like ice catchers down the tube. Anyway,
I'm telling you, ice is not the way to go.
Really?
The way to go is to do warm water, like almost steamy water.
No way.
Because what it does is it opens up all the cells in your lungs. When you do
Alright.
cold hits, it causes everything to condense. But
Oh,
you want
and
to
contract,
open up
yeah.
the permeation into your lungs. And I actually got a message on Facebook. I told someone that like 6 months ago, and she had messaged me, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, you were so right. I just wanted to let you know." Okay, sure. But yeah, it really does make a difference.
I
Give it a
love
go
how
sometime.
every friend you've brought up has been female so far in this episode.
Not true. Not true. We talked about, well, a friend of a friend.
No, I'm just giving you a pimpage credit for randomly. It's just,
I was raised by, my two sisters and my mom for the most part, so
no, it's not something to make fun of. We desperately need more females in the audience because we keep saying gross things, and it's alienating.
Yeah, we're not trying to alienate anyone.
Yeah.
We're just having fun.
So I want to make my gross things sound elegant. So let me know how I'm doing in the chat. So, man, I had that. Oh, okay. This seems like a perfect time to pay some Bob Thorntons, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, Billy Bob.
Listen up, the soap you shower with, it's you probably haven't even questioned what bar soap you lather up with. Let's face it, most guys don't. They're still using whatever bar their mommy bought for her little man. Is that what you want? To smell like mama's little man? Ugh. But now you can upgrade your shower game with Dr. Squatch Natural Soap.
To subscribe to Dr. Squatch, visit RadioVegas.rocks and click on the banner.
Or don't, and continue to be mommy's little helper. Dr. Squatch Natural Soap. Real soap for real men.
Your new favorite internet radio station, RadioVegas.rocks.
Hi, I'm always on the go, and I need the one thing to help me keep moving.
Zip Fizz.
That's right. It's an all-natural energy mix that comes in a tube. I can keep one in my pocket or my purse. So many great flavors, such as fruit punch, grape, orange soda, plus no hard crash because there is no sugar, but it is loaded with B12. It's high on electrolytes. I just love it.
ZipFizz.com.
Yeah, we're just saying this got to go straight to into the box. I'm not going to edit this podcast later. There's an aspect of live that makes it way more exciting, but there's also another drawback to if you do your podcasts in the box and then edit them, put them out. Even though it's way easier to censor things, you have to edit that crap later. Forget that.
It's a pain in the
Right.
ass.
Anyway, so Sasquatch soap, you thought you were out of commercials and you fast forwarded through them. Haha. Sasquatch soap, I love it. I got a bar in my bathroom right now. It's real. But you had to click on the banner at RadioVegas.rocks because that's how they know we sent you. Sasquatch. Dr. Squatch. I'm sorry. I was throwing extra letters on your name.
They have great ads.
Dr. Squatch is the real freaking name of the company. You know, when you rub the soap all over your body and face, the name rubs off too. But they don't stamp the name in their soap. It's like a cut artisan bar. You want
Nice.
to take a bite of it.
Nice.
It's really, really good. Clean Carriage is another good soap company that's old friends.
Shout out to Dennis.
Yeah, Dennis rules. You really can't just have one soap. Make a little bouquet today. So.
It's a great gift.
Oh, by the way, you're listening to RadioVegas.rocks. This is Greasy Conversation, and we're back with more dank news.
All right, so I found this earlier today and kind of was just surprised that it was on a news site at all. But, so this dude opens a 25-year-old can of Spider-Man Chef Boyardee,
Ooh,
Well, you're not
that's
supposed to open.
terrifying.
right?
That's like opening a sarcophagus.
Yeah, exactly. And, yeah, what he found will shock you.
Wasps.
It was just filled with wasps.
Murder wasp.
Murder wasps. Call back.
Oh,
I do have
man.
more info on the murder wasps. Don't let me forget. There's an update to that story
Yeah, so
from
if you-
last week.
Go on.
So when you see he opened it up, it's just this like clump of just shrunken, rusty, dried out chef. It's like a
Okay, I'm finally pulling it up.
mummified Chef Boyardee Spider-Man SpaghettiOs.
Whoa, this stock pick though. They just have a stock pick of a bunch of
Gnarly.
rusty cans. Show me the goods. Here we go. Oh, I am shocked. Okay, So radio listeners, he's very accurate. It's like a rusty turd, and it all shrunk in there. I can't believe this stayed sealed. This doesn't look like it maintained. I'm not pulling this full screen. I lied, I am. Ew, look at it. Ah, full screen. Ah.
Can't even see the Spider-Man shapes anymore.
It actually
What the
is.
heck's up with
There was
that?
one. There was one where you can kind of see it.
It looks like only sauce. It looks
like already digested Chef Boyardee.
wow. 25 years, man. I feel old looking at that.
Right?
That was my favorite flavor of SpaghettiOs.
Those SpaghettiOs have been able to drive for like 9 years.
Right? I'd like to figure out how to do like knockoff Chef Boyardee at home. Like find some recipes and whatnot and try to convince the people in my house that I'll cook.
Yeah, that's a nice trick. I've really had some good experiences with stuff that was most of the way made for me. And just being like, look at how amazingly I heated this up just right. I'm so proud. And I'll get praise for it, too.
You should have seen my lasagna this morning in the microwave.
No, I got a technique. Wait, no, I'm really good at these, I promise. No one makes a better frozen pizza than me. It's all even. Grilled cheese sandwiches. Oh, man, I get the toasting so clean. Anyway, I keep staring into this like, it looks again like the fist of a 7-year-old. I'm really good at comparing things to different age fist sizes. And I keep staring at this Chef Boyardee clump in here, and I'm getting like flashes of like this vision of how I'm going to die.
Yeah. I wonder how much it would take to pay someone to eat part of that. That's what I want to know.
You get someone like Charlie Day from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Won't take much.
Yeah, right.
And just declaring partial lies on the whiz wiping. Let me just say that sometimes things get out of hand and there's like parties or whatever that are just my own party privately in the bathroom. But like most of the time I've gotten way better. I'm glad she at least said partial lies. There's just some risky days, you guys. Oh, I think we have someone from Bangladesh, hopefully. Just because I can't read their name, I'm just assuming they're from Bangladesh. Because we have a ton of homies that subscribe in Bangladesh. Holla.
Holla, holla.
What up? What up? All right, well, let's bust out some of your news. What about because we didn't cover Kim Jong-un last time.
No,
Oh,
because
yeah.
we were there was a little note in the news about how he might be dead or missing or something.
Yeah.
But it was kind of
It's like Weekend at Bernie's, right? He's in the middle. They're all holding him up. He's fine. He's fine.
and it's just one of those things where I'm like, some other dictator is lined up to take his place. It's a whole family thing. It's not just one person.
Yeah.
It's a family
Yeah.
that's running that show. So I'm just figuring, okay, there's just going to be like the next Un, the next Kim as lined up or whatever, Kimmy 4, part 4. And so I just was like, that news isn't ripe yet. We need to wait for that news to get nice and dank before we're ready for it.
Right.
But now there's a lot of cool stuff about body doubles. Apparently there's been footage of him training body doubles. So there could be dead Kims all over.
It's just body doubles.
Yeah. There could be body doubles strewn all over this great nation.
Because I was thinking it was just some like PR campaign where they could like put out the word that like, oh no, our leader has, finally been taken out
Yeah.
through heart surgery and stuff. Then he like pops up 2 weeks later and he's like, surprise, you can't kill me, bitches.
I'm immortal, like the
Yeah.
legend goes.
I don't poop either. Didn't he say that at one point?
I have the best haircut for
I
the
don't know.
world's youth.
He did. He did say that.
That's a short one. Oh my gosh. It's out of control. Okay.
Autoplay.
Yeah, this video is worthless. It's just missiles and a bunch of people with the same haircut.
Wow. That is an ugly
The
ass
thing
haircut.
is, like, okay, when you have this nation that's been so closed off that everyone's only able to inbreed with each other anyway, how hard is it to find a body double?
Right?
Yeah, it probably can't be that hard. I wonder if he has them just like stocked up.
I wonder
Oh
how
my
many
gosh.
illegitimate kids he's pumped out.
They're everyone in North Korea is his kid.
Man, I did some more scrolling on this Spider-Man Chef Boyardee.
There you can see it.
Yeah, you can see a little one. It's tripping me out because the marketing on the label is like, oh, I was alive for that. This doesn't like look old.
Marvel Comics.
Like,
Stanley original.
This is a can.
Basta.
I might have interacted with this can in my childhood. This is real.
That
This
same
is
one?
crazy.
That specific one?
Likely, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he
Like
wouldn't have
it mi-
left it. No, you would have left it empty.
Yeah, like who?
I wouldn't.
I know I would have.
I wouldn't have left it uneaten.
Yeah, who's just gonna like leave a can of Spider-Man Chef Boyardee?
Yeah, who can avoid
No one.
digging into that?
That's probably they found it in some grandparents' house that's been waiting like 20 years to see
Yeah.
his kids or something.
Some grandparents that died and no one knew about it because they never got visited. So they found them when they found that can. So they've been sitting next to it. They actually had the can in their hand.
Yeah, skeleton in the
They
rocking
died.
chair.
They died like standing up, about to with the can opener. It was the strain from
Exactly.
the strain from the can opener
Yeah.
was too much for their heart.
Or the waft that came out of that can took him out.
Yeah, well, the dude mentioned that. He's
imagine.
like, when he popped it with the can opener, the first like puncture, he's like waiting for noxious fumes or something.
But was there? There wasn't?
No.
No, it doesn't seem like it was able to decompose that much.
Yeah, it seems
just-
kind of bizarre.
It ate itself.
Yeah.
Eek.
Okay, I'm changed forever. Good episode. I'm declaring.
All right, Waz, and then you went to go check out the Glotion.
I did, you guys. I went to
How
the
was it?
Glotion. So it was the strongest glow that has occurred in 25 years, supposedly. So we're pulling it up now. What happened is there was an algae bloom, particularly in the Pacific, although there's some other places in the world that you could see it. And the algae glows.
The bioluminescence
Yes, it glows.
when
Remember
it hits
those?
the oxygen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking that like these little fellas, they glow when they get agitated, right? And it's a bloom, meaning like a bunch of breeding of these little guys, right? So my assumption is that we're seeing basically microscopic babies screaming. And I think that like they probably glow like that.
I think it's
to-
more of a chemical reaction in
You
the
don't think
algae
it's-
when it hits the oxygen.
Oh, see, I thought the algae was using it for like a purpose, like how different animals have bioluminescence
I mean, it
to
may
like
be a
see prey or
self-defense.
attack prey or communicate. I was
Yeah.
thinking about like glowworms, how they attract mates and talk to
Yeah.
the different stages of life between, or like the female and the males, one flies and one doesn't, and they blink at each other between the sky and the ground, and they send each other like pickup lines that way, basically. And so I was thinking maybe the algae just glows to communicate in ways that we don't see because they're microscopic. We're not going to see them blinking at each other when it's just a couple of them, but there's so many babies screaming that we're seeing them all, like a whole nursery of them crying when the waves
that
flash.
may be a little more. You never know. I don't know.
It's probably
I just
bullshit.
know when
I'm
you're
just
in
saying,
it
check me.
and you have goggles on at night and you make bubbles and you kick and all that. Everything under the water glows.
Oh, it sounds
So when there's
incredible.
bubbles and all that, my friends in San Diego, my triathlon club of San Diego friends, actually just had the anniversary of my first triathlon. I think it was 14 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But yeah,
It's
we
like
used to
3
do night
athlons.
swims, and that was like a big highlight of it. If we got those, that was like woo.
Yeah, it's-
bioluminescence around.
Definitely the first time I saw it, and if you see a lot of the California news footage, it's all only like still photos because it's really hard to get an emotion.
Yeah.
But shout out to Discovery News. D News got great footage of it. Some of it's blurry, but it's really dim. It looks a lot like Timex watches. Or if you've ever seen mint lifesavers, when you crunch them in the dark and you crunch them with your mouth open with a buddy or a mirror, they spark the same color in
That's
your
terrifying.
mouth. Oh yeah,
I
or-
had
Never
no
tried that.
idea.
Yeah, I've never tried that.
brightly, yeah.
Wow.
Another fun comparison is static electricity in the dark. Like folding laundry in the dark is really
Oh,
fun for that
yeah,
reason,
that is fun.
especially in the desert, because we got the static. We are where the world stores its static electricity. We kill
doubt.
so many products in Las Vegas. We're probably such a warranty nightmare for electronics with how much static electricity we have.
Right?
And the freaking power grid. I was talking with someone Friday about how the last storms, all their electronic stuff was going haywire, and they were thinking it was because they're near some 5G towers. And I was like, the amount of energy exchange with 5G when it's just communication data is like a fraction, like a drop of sand, mind you. I'm sticking to that analogy, on the beach, compared to the amount of electricity that flows into your home, and the difference between a power surge and the normal amount of electricity. There's like when you get a quote unquote surge protector that's like a cheap one, and then you
Yeah.
get like a good surge protector. It's a difference of like 1,000% of what like the good one will absorb.
Yeah,
relatively.
absolutely.
And like he was saying, like his dryer got stuck on and its little brain got frozen. Like, that's textbook power surge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, you
It's like,
just
this is
fried
not
the board
5G.
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, 5G, I mean, as a microwave technician when I was in the Air Force and understanding how microwaves work and how the different bands work, that's not what people are
It's the
playing up.
wintergreen lifesavers. Thanks, Erica. It's the wintergreen ones that do the sparks. But yeah, that was the thing. They had ads about it too. It was so cool when I was a kid.
I never heard about that shit.
So Ange is bringing up Zip Fizz. Whether we have a Zip Fizz commercial or not, we got to mention Zip Fizz. Yeah.
That shit will save your life sometimes, man.
One of my favorite sponsors, longtime sponsor of the Rocking Comedy Show, even before it branched off into RadioVegas.Rocks. But it still exists. Check out Jay and the Rocking Comedy Show .com as a thing too. But yeah, Zip Fizz, the fruit punch one especially, gets gobbled up immediately when they send a new care package to the station.
Nice. And where do they sell that?
Costco is one place.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you
Okay.
can find it near the toilet paper.
Specifically. They always stock it, like, at every Costco. Is that Universal
yeah,
Costco?
yeah. Absolutely. You can also, if you order it online, just mention RadioVegas.Rocks. Just scream it at your computer screen. The microphone is active when you're on that website. I'm just kidding. I don't know. But yeah. Call them. Just call Zip Fizz. Scream it into the night when you're alone and you're hungry.
Nice.
You need caffeine and a natural, safe energy. All right.
Yeah, shit works, man.
On that note,
All right, let's jump. Celebrities. Sometimes celebrities name their kids interesting and unique things that wouldn't be normally considered a name. But you know what? It's your kid. Name whatever the fuck you want.
Free country.
Yeah, man.
that kid belongs to you for their whole life.
Yeah. So, our boy Elon Musk
This picture's adorable.
and his lady Grimes
I love this couple.
recently had a baby.
I love that this is a couple.
And
it's
this
like two
name-
different kinds of really cool people that
Yeah.
are totally different.
And this name is something else, man.
Yeah, it's really a couple names. I really think they got a little greedy on how many names you're allowed.
Yeah. They didn't follow
Was it, like,
they didn't
4
follow the
names?
guidebook.
Yes. No guidebook followed.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so for the audio people, the name is X Ash A12. Now the X is the unknown variable. Unknown variable. And of course, so they want this kid to be really cool. They're pretty much hoping for Alita Battle Angel as their kid. That's what they want.
Right.
And AE is the elven spelling of AI. So there's so many layers here. AI, artificial intelligence is cool. Although this is a like non-artificial intelligent thing, hopefully. So it's like feels a little kludged in there, but really it's about Ash. Ash is a cool name. Just
Yeah.
a way of spelling Ash that no teacher is ever going to not get confused. But then the A12 is the best part because Grimes described it in a Twitter as, and that's named after our favorite airplane, the predecessor to it, the SR-17, but there wasn't any weapons or anything on board. It was just the fastest thing to get out of a conflict, and just such an incredible jet. And it was cool. She mentioned it way briefer than that, but it's so charming of her to mention it as our favorite airplane that she would adopt what's clearly this dude's favorite airplane.
Right.
Because Elon on Joe Rogan was like, okay, he got a big grin when it got to explaining that part of the name. He's like, that's my contribution to the name. Dramatic pause. That's actually after the SR-71, which he corrected Grimes in a tweet politely, not SR-17. That's okay. That was part of what's cute, too. She messed up the name of her supposed
The
favorite jet.
SR-17 Blackbird.
Yeah, and my favorite airplanes don't have to be your favorite airplanes. It's okay. I appreciate the thought. But that's such a like a tech dude thing to do. Like, I want to name my new baby after this badass jet plane.
Right.
Wow.
He tweeted a picture of the SR-71 too, or the A12, the predecessor to it. Like, yeah, look
Just
at this.
like Photoshop, instead of him holding the baby, he's holding like a tiny,
Yeah.
tiny
Tiny.
SR-71.
Just cooing at this little jet plane. Oh man.
Those things are pretty big.
Yeah.
Someone's got to do that.
Not when they're babies.
Yeah. Right? They don't start that big, all right?
They don't start that big. Oh my gosh, yeah, here's the tweet, folks. But then she ends the tweet with, in parentheses, the X of swords, which she used to make the sound for the unknown variable, like sound in my mind. It's an emoji. It's two swords crossing. It's an emoji, but it makes the sound in your mind. And then at the end, there's that, and then a mouse emoji, and it just says metal rat. What does metal rat have to do with your baby? Like, oh, cute little sweet little metal rat. Like, I can
It's a
picture
nickname, man.
thinking of your baby as like this adorable little rat. That's cute. I've had pet rats. I love them. Metal rat, though. I don't get it.
I bet it's like some fucking experiment, man.
It's like, yeah, like the robo dogs, and maybe he has a robo rat.
She did post this, like, fresh out of getting sewn up and like, put under and stuff. She even mentions in a later tweet that's like, I'm not going to get that airplane spelled right when I'm, like, all cut open. So don't sweat it, buddy.
That's wild.
Yeah. Husband buddy. Anyway, triplets. Gosh, I was wondering why he had so many kids before, but it was a set of twins and a set of triplets from his previous marriage.
What?
Yeah, you didn't know he had 5 kids?
I had no idea.
2 sets of kids. To me, it's just like, that's really kind of like 2 seasons of kids. It's not as much 5 kids as like 2 eras.
And you gotta wonder how present he is when it comes to family stuff.
Yeah,
You gotta
he's
wonder.
adorable with the kids, but he's just looking through their eyes at like Tesla drivetrains in his mind.
He's got to have like an Elon like android that fills in for him.
Oh yeah,
You know, maybe several, like one for each kid.
I've seen footage with him and the kids as a father, and it's really neat because it's basically like him talking to a normal person, but a little bit more patiently, and then this tiny person talking back to him with like a kid voice, but like keeping up with the conversation like a buddy that's just hanging out, maybe is a little dumb.
That's kind of how my dad raised me, actually.
Yeah,
He told me that the other day.
Really?
He was like, I used to have full-on grown-up conversations. I would do that goo-goo gaga,
Yeah.
whatever. And your mom said that I'd turn you into a chatterbox. He said, but he's going to be a smart chatterbox. And
I was definitely a chatterbox too.
here we are.
Yeah. My folks, they just like grew their own buddy. They're just antisocial introverts, and they're like, okay, cool, spare friend that has to hang out with us.
Right?
Especially my mom. We're so tight, but it's like, it was always a friendship element. It was really cool.
Nice.
Oh, excuse me. I don't mind. I feel like the way she molded me to be a good friend to her was like, I feel like I friended up pretty good to most folks now. Except for all of you I'm neglecting. I love you. I'm sorry. Because I am still like an introvert and don't go out of my way enough to catch up with people, even if I love them.
But when you come out, it's a lot of fun, man.
I try. I'll at least scheme with you on your gizmo ideas and Facebook Messenger. That's an ongoing thing. That's like where I store all my
That was me clearing my throat.
half-baked.
Don't mind me.
We couldn't hear you. You snuck enough away. You just cough all over that microphone here. No, don't really.
No, really,
I
I
want
was
you to
clearing
feel
my
welcome
throat.
to,
You
but I
know I'm
don't
a
want-
smoker, so, you know,
Ah. Yeah,
Got
that
that.
gives you extra pandy danger.
that chronic cough.
Anyway, enough staring at Elon. Although I could stare at him for a long time.
That haircut.
All right, before we
He
got a few
didn't tank
minutes.
the stocks on Rogan this time. He went on Rogan without tanking any of his company stocks. He tanked Tesla's stock 2 weeks earlier instead.
Yeah. Such a strange thing to do.
I know, just give him. He's an engineer. Why is he a spokesperson?
Right.
There's like, it's like his companies are so advanced, and he has to do so much on the engineering forefront with super deep, heady engineers that you hella don't want as spokespeople. That he can't. I don't think he can find like a good spokesperson that doesn't seem airheaded answering the kind of questions he has to answer.
He should hire you, Woz.
Watch out.
I'm telling you. Elon Musk, if you're watching.
It's true.
Here's your new hype man.
I can explain rockets that no one wants to hear the explanation for. I have to look at notes. I can't just off the top of my head, but watch out. I can get hella boring.
All right.
Speaking of which, you've got another. Oh, there's a second one. Yeah, that's the 2 whoosh moment. That's the double whoosh. Yeah, you thought there was only 1 whoosh there.
All right, real quick, should we do this this follow-up murder hornet news?
Yeah,
You-
because
you got-
this isn't long-winded. Basically, we talked about the murder hornets that are 2-inch long hornets popping up in the Americas from
Yeah.
Japan,
In Washington State, right?
Washington State. That's
Yeah.
right. But there's a solution to the murder hornets. It turns out America had defenses in stock, and it didn't need any people to do anything. These murder hornets are meeting our good American homies, the gypsy moths.
Nice.
Gypsy moths are messing up these murder hornet. Oh wait, never mind.
No, that's one I found.
But I mean, how many
Praying mantises.
How many of these
You're
hornets
right.
have they found?
I
Enough.
I heard it was just like
Oops.
1 or 2 dead ones.
yeah, it's
Really?
not a lot. It's just
Yeah.
enough to worry.
But and it's crazy. The Asian hornets, which are the same size, or the Japanese hornets,
Uh-huh.
the bees, the Asian honeybees, have learned. They've created a self-defense mechanism where they do what they call a bee ball, like literally a ball of bees,
cool.
and they flap their wings as hard as they can until they cook it. Like
Oh,
they heat up the
yeah.
temperature. It was really interesting. But our
Dang,
American
bees
bees,
are so
or the
smart.
European bees, haven't figured it out yet. So.
They'll get taught though. There's emissaries and conversations. They have like So did you hear the story? I mean, Rogan listeners are going to have heard this one already, I'm sure. But there's these 2 swarms of bees at a shoot, like for a show, and they brought a swarm for some filming thing or something. I'm butchering this. It's probably like Fear Factor or something.
Yeah.
And they
sounds
had to
about right.
let the local bees and not visitor bees. They had to let
to
2
mingle.
emissaries meet each other and work it out. And the 2 swarms like swarmed around and like chatted and like worked out terms and stuff.
Oh yeah,
It was
yeah.
crazy.
I got swarmed by a bunch of Africanized bees in San Diego at one point.
Oh no!
and it turns
thanks.
out that bees don't like alcohol. We had to remove them. A buddy of mine, Jonathan Jefferson, God rest his soul, he's an amazing guy. He used to run a bee rescue, and we'd go into people's houses and vacuum like bees into shop vacs with like little mesh nets in them.
yeah.
But he had put a hive in a box at a property in one of the canyons in San Diego, and what ended up happening is they started attacking everyone. The bees started attacking everyone and became what they call Africanized. So we had to remove that. So we came in like right after sunset and like taped it up and like with duct tape and just sealed whoever was in, and then we left. And I said, well, let's go get a couple beers. Apparently bees don't like the smell of alcohol.
Oh.
And I had drunks don't like to tie up their bee suits right.
Oh,
So we're trying to roll this thing up this canyon in a dolly, in a hand truck.
Yeah.
The tires pop on it. But either way.
Tires popped on the dolly.
Oh my gosh, it was
No.
such a nightmare. But then the bees just started coming up my leg. Now, like just my leg. I got stung literally at least 100 times.
Damn.
And honestly, I was tripping. Like I felt like I had some sort of like psychoactive.
Yeah, no
reaction.
doubt.
Wow.
It was
Well,
it was wild,
You
but
were like staring into the
I'm
eyes
not
of
allergic, so that's good.
death. Yeah.
Yeah.
That still is
I
quite.
found that out.
Can't you get anaphylaxis from a shit ton of them, even if you're not allergic, though?
I don't know. It got me really high though.
You
Yeah.
fucking looked into the devil's eyes.
A few times, man. A few times.
Woo, okay, so back to these particular murder wasps, because I bungled this headline hilariously. It's not these amazing. I was like, the gypsy moths to the rescue. No, they're talking about how the gypsy moths are an additional problem.
Something to be
Invasive
afraid
species.
of. Yeah.
Yeah. There's,
Doom and gloom. Here
I
we go.
thought they were something bad. And I thought, like, oh, redemption for the gypsy moths, because I remember them being historically something bad.
Well, these are like Asian gypsy moths
Oh, gosh.
too.
Is this a moth that bites?
No, they
Okay.
just they're just a invasive species, and they'll just like eat all the trees and plants and shit.
So maybe I forgot to link the first article that got me started on
No,
this.
it's
It's in there, the praying mantis's eye? Praying mantis?
yeah, it's up in the
Oh, it's right
Second
afterwards.
page,
Okay,
yeah.
cool. So, oh, wait. Bum, bum, bum. That's not that. Anyway, praying mantises are going to get him. The end. We got some praying mantises task force at
On
the
the way.
ready. Yeah.
nice.
Oh, man. This slur that's popping on, didn't drink at all. I don't like to drink before the episode, and I don't even smoke several hours before the episode. This here is this slur is a, what do you call those? Western cheeseburger slur.
Yeah. Carl
Yeah.
Jr. slur.
Oh, yeah.
Western bacon cheek.
I get a bread slur now. I get a carb slur.
That's, there's a lot of sugar in there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, whoa.
I don't tend to eat the buns anymore, so when I get a bun up in my life, I get like bun inebriated.
Well, it's like the Super Size Me guy. Remember, he'd eat nothing but McDonald's, and every meal he would like peak out, and then he would crash really hard, and he'd feel like he had to get more. It was like
so
the
funny.
junkie effect.
That's like, let's watch a diabetic eat fast food, undiagnosed.
Right.
Because I mean,
borderline. That's a better word.
Yeah.
Sounds better.
Because that McDonald's doesn't do it to that extreme to everybody.
Yeah, but it's all about.
But I've just been like
moderation.
sucking the meat out of the double cheeseburger from the bun as if the bun is just like a wrapper. Yeah, that's how you do it, kids.
Ooh, that's fun. That is fun.
It is. So, okay, so that was just a little taste of the Murder Hornet update before paying some Bob Thorntons, right? Some S. Preston Esquires.
It's true.
Just watched that yesterday.
If you have diabetes and you're on Medicare, Medicaid, or have private insurance, you may qualify for a new continuous glucose monitor. Managing your diabetes is crucial to your health. The new CGM can automatically and easily help you manage your diabetes more effectively. And by using a CGM, you can eliminate the one thing most people with diabetes dislike the most: finger sticks. Now you can automatically manage your diabetes and end the painful finger sticks. Solara Medical Supplies makes it simple for you to have a new CGM. We'll do all the insurance paperwork for you and deliver the newest in diabetic care technology right to your door. Take charge of your diabetes today with the help of a new continuous glucose monitor. Call now to learn more. 800-571-1651. 800-571-1651.
Finger sticks.
800-571-1651. 800-571-1651.
Those numbers spell finger sticks.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contract. Our experienced partners are offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. You'll never pay another timeshare maintenance bill again, and all your obligations will be terminated. You can begin saving today. Even if you've tried another company to get rid of your timeshare, call and see if we can help you. At the Timeshare Exit Hotline, we only accept payment after an agreement has been made to get you out of your timeshare. Make this complimentary free call and learn how our honest partners can help anyone, anywhere, legally get out of their timeshare nightmare.
800-741-8026. 800-741-8026. 800-741-8026. That's 800-741-8026.
26. Finger sticks.
Be sure to get your mix of music. Listen to us with the RadioVegas.Rocks app available at the App Store. And check out our VIP card, interact with us in our chat room, and scheduling of our RadioVegas.Rocks shows, plus podcasts. It's all available on RadioVegas.Rocks app.
Plus podcasts.
We're live. We're back. It's Greasy Conversation on RadioVegas.Rocks, and it's Dank News Hour, the final hour. Behold, we saved the best for earlier. You missed it.
Nice.
And this is where we do. It's not news chug time, but it's news nip. It's time to nip at the news.
How about we jump into your
Little bites. I don't mean that like a racial thing.
little bits.
No,
Little
bits
nips.
are smaller than bites.
Little bites. There's a word that means little bites that's a racial slur, and I can't remember which word it is.
Well, let's not
so I'm
find
just
it.
covering
Let's
my
not.
bases. Well, I say all of them repeatedly.
Not like your pits and bits.
Yeah, my chips and dips. I don't know what I'm
That's
saying,
like a half a shower.
shouting out words that sound similar.
All right, since I guess this is a new thing, let's check out your new eBay discoveries, Was.
Yes, again, we're bringing it in on the follow-ups, the last episode. I'm very proud to have been back on the Dank News last week, and in this secondary sophomore week into the post-Pandy era, I, just to recap from last episode, discovered a dual set, two sets, matching sets, the same age even, of triple conjoined goldfish crackers. That's 3 crackers that live their lives as one. So I went on eBay with this in mind. I just wanted to buy goldfish. And I saw this, and I just can't even appreciate regular goldfish anymore. They're gross to me. And I wanted to show you, that escalated a little further. I'm going to start with this. Now, this gets crazier. This is just the beginning. Starting with the disappointing one. I wanted to see how far this went. The record I can find is a quadruple conjoined goldfish quadruplets. Now, these people only want $4.
Yeah, what were the ones last week?
They wanted $300.
Yeah.
But that's a steal because you're not just getting triple conjoined crackers, but a matching set. You might have 2 sets of 3 crackers conjoined, but it's unlikely they'll be the same age. That's what's so special about this. But this is an ugly specimen. One of them has a hole. The salt distribution is too high. It's clearly just a bad batch. This is a cursed quadruple conjoined. Like, these are... It's going to be nasty.
How do you know that they just didn't sit in a humid place open and, like, just stick together?
Because they don't soften. Oh, humid. Yeah, plausible. Maybe we could make our own and bring in some of this conjoinment money.
That was my first thought. I just use like super glue.
Now, just to freak you out and people that bump into the news, although I'm not going to pull it up, definitely not going to pull it up on YouTube with the bot filters. That'd be a fun game to see how quickly we can get our stream taken down. But in the news notes, there's a link to what happens when you go to eBay and just put in conjoined. I don't know if I mumbled that half laughing. Conjoined is the eBay search for the week. Try it out. That's your assignment.
Wow.
Search conjoined. I'm not pulling it up, but it's a lot of fun. So that we're moving on from that disappointing 4 goldfish crackers to something that's next level. So we saw where it goes. Lower in price from the triple conjoined. That was a middle of the road item, about $300-$400. You see other conjoined, triple conjoined goldfish in the $200 range. But if you want to go big spender on your conjoined snacks, you want to see where the tip of the rainbow is. $5,000, you guys. You can see. Can you, any of your listener guests, can you guess what we're talking is $5,000 in the conjoined snacks? Because I'll tell you, it's something else that goldfish come in, but it's pretzels. These are just your classic mini pretzels. And at first I was like, I've seen 2 pretzels stuck together.
Yeah,
why is this
$5,000?
$5,000? But check it out. You got to zoom in. Once you do the mouse over and you do the zoom in, you see why this listing is listed as, check it out, double conjoined. These pretzels are, wait for it, conjoined in 2 humps, 2 places.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, both of the eye sockets of the pretzel, because the parts of the pretzel, if you're not aware, are labeled as the 2 eye sockets and then the hair lip mouth. That's what they call the 3 parts of the pretzel.
Hair lip mouth.
Yeah,
huh?
there's a hair lip mouth section,
man.
and then there's these 2 Polish eye sockets. You know, you have like lots of extra eye socket in the bottom. I can say this because I'm Polish. It's like I get to make fun of that race because I belong to it. I mean, I'm a festival of under eye bags. Most of my face is the underneath of the eyes, so I can say this. But it's both of those eye sockets that are attached to this other pretzel's jaw. It's kind of beautiful. It's not.
It is, man.
It's entirely beautiful. No, nothing about this
Reminds
isn't.
me of that South Park episode with the conjoined fetus lady. That was a pretty fantastic episode.
Hell yeah. So that gives you a taste of where this ends. If you get into buying conjoined foods, and let me tell you, if you search conjoined on eBay, it's not just foods. It's not just foods. But this is where it goes as far as expensive conjoined foods.
Wild.
I just want to point out that, all right, first of all, this is $5,000, which I mean, worth it, totally.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
But
no one's going to have that. That's just for you.
$14.90 for shipping.
Oh, that's gross. That's how you know these people are
Just twisting the
yeah.
knife.
I know,
Just
man.
twisting the
You know?
knife. You know, some people have these conjoined food needs. You know, because it's maybe sort of a mental thing. I don't know.
I feel like
$5,000. Rich people with conjoined food needs.
no argument with the value of the food being $5,000. Every argument in the world of the cost of the shipping being more than a couple bucks. You know, how much are they bubble
You know
wrapping
what?
this?
I think, yeah, because you'd have to like get insurance for it, definitely.
Oh, in the description it says it comes with an embossed wooden case with like a pirate latch. No, I'm just kidding. The only thing in the description says Pretzel is love, singular.
Wow.
All caps.
They really went all out to promote that.
Item, no, dude. Hold on.
Pretzel is love.
Item specifics,
What are
dude.
the questions on this? Do they have product questions?
Dude, hold on. No, they have item specifics.
Oh, yeah, get in there.
Subject, love. Style, surrealism. Originality, limited edition print. Artist,
Oh, wow.
God.
Yes.
Thanks, God. Really blessing us with those conjoined snack foods.
All of the sound effects today, if you haven't noticed, I'm making them with my hands and mouth first, and then remembering that I have a sound effects board. So it's a running theme also. Take a drink every time that happens.
If you want to die.
Damn.
You guys, the wacky snacks does not end here.
Oh, no.
We're
It's
doing
a thing now.
Oh,
Forever.
yeah. We're doing a little Goldilocks today. I showed you the too cold, the porridge too cold. I showed you the porridge too pricey. Now I'm going to show you a nice middle ground. Let me show you what you're supposed to get. So I have one more here. You need to get away from the crackers when you're looking at conjoined foods. When you really want something that's going to impress your future corporate boss, it's really going to get you that promotion. It's going to make you look like an intriguing
Look like cat turds.
candidate for your next job. It's something that you can take to work and look superior to your coworkers. Check it out. This is collectible. You're going to get everyone in the office joining and competing with their collections too. We're moving on to Sour Patch Kids now. Not only are there conjoined Sour Patch Kids, but for the crazy value of only $10. I mean, $10. For $10, you could buy, you could keep buying a bunch of Sour Patch Kids and never run into something this rare.
It looks like something out of my litter box right there.
So I'm teasing it. I know
my
you're.
cat's litter box.
I know you're super excited about what this is, audio listeners. Let me describe it to you. It's not just conjoined Sour Patch Kids. They're both the same flavor. They're both grape, and they're both conjoined in two different ways so that they spell the word no.
If you imagine it to spell the word no, because it doesn't really look
It doesn't
like.
have the O hole.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
circle in the O.
There's
Otherwise,
no O in the O.
if there was, that would count as a double conjoined food item, and this would be a more expensive listing.
Absolutely.
But the fact that you have two conjoined items, the same age, the same flavor, and you have the kitsch of the spellable word, anytime, see, there's a huge market. That's why we're not going there today. We might look into it later, but when it comes to conjoined Cheetos or fluffy, the puffcorn ones,
Or
any of
Cheetos
that,
that look like things.
yeah, that's already major. That's already pretty covered. That's a little ripe. We try to get it at that dank stage just before it's fully ripened, because everyone's sleeping on the Sour Patch conjoinity right now. So we're hopping in before it's
Is
hip.
there like a warning, like of the original expiration of the pack that it came from, or
You don't
anything?
eat these. What are you gonna eat, a Mona Lisa?
You never know. Let's like, yeah. it looks
Artist,
like cat litter.
God.
This would be
Bad
great for
killer.
like. This would be great marketing for to sell like LSD on candy. Like you gotta get that. No, you gotta get that conjoined.
Yeah, the what do they call
conjoined-
it? A designer.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Boutique.
Drugs.
So I mean, I think that it goes without saying how spellbinding it is for food to spell a word anyway, especially when it's conjoined. And this is where the value point is. You just got to get away from the crackers, go over to Sour Patch. Oh, this is also, if you follow the other show I produced, Two Clueless Dudes, Fridays at 5. Mad Mike brought in Chips Ahoy cookies with Sour Patch Kids baked into them.
Wow.
And
so
this is
wrong.
a product that they
This
sell.
is manufactured.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's marketing on the label and everything. It's probably the same parent company with both those foods.
Yeah.
So they could do it. But imagine how they had to like change a series of the assembly line to like have these sticky things in the hopper that used to have cold chips or stuff. I imagine there had to be some, like a little bit of tooling to change to do this. And I think it's evidence of how much the population has increased in the earth. That you can have this niche food that only a handful of people are going to like at all, and count on them being enough customers to be worth all the custom tooling and the marketing and the separate screen printing for the packaging and everything. It's ad campaigns, all the different
What if they're
parallel marketing.
What if they're just planning on like phasing out chocolate chips altogether, and it's all going to be Sour Patch Kids for the future?
Whoa.
Yeah, you lose the savory.
They're starting
all just freaking sugar sweet.
They're starting the transition.
Millennials ruin chocolate chips.
Damn.
Dude, that's heavy. But yeah, it's kind of what happened with magazines. I think it was like 60s, 70s. You could magazines started exploding because they started hitting niches. Instead of trying to make magazines that everyone would kind of like, they would make magazines that certain hobbies and interest groups would like a lot.
Playboy, Penthouse.
Well, I was thinking like Guitar One and like different
Rods.
hobby magazines, Hot Rod magazine. Yeah, it's like it's not for everybody, but who it's for, all those people buy it. And you got excited pulling that cord out of those kicker headphones. Those are supposed to be all good sounds I hit in excitement, but
Those
yeah.
are fun.
We've been rocking kicker headphones here in Kicker Clubhouse. Yeah, I talked about this already. Sorry. Anyway, I don't mean to linger on these Sour Patches. I can't.
All right.
I can't look away.
All right, so I found this earlier. Apparently, there's this Eurovision Song Contest that happens every year, but due to the
Pandemic.
it's not going to happen this year. So instead, to fill this massive void, they're doing the AI Song Contest. So there's 13 teams from Europe and Australia that are using AI to generate the next big hit.
Oh, that's so cool.
And there's so this is an article on IFL Science. So if you go, they have a few YouTube videos.
Nice.
I think you can probably just like search YouTube for AI Song Contest.
This is so cool.
Yeah, but they're worth a watch. Some of the lyrics are great. One that stuck out to me earlier is the world, we are the things you see with your eyes.
Of the names?
No, that's like one of the lyrics in the song. And it sounds like just like an electronic pop song, honestly. Like it could be totally on the radio with goofy lyrics.
I want to do this, and we could do this a few different ways. There's been AI-generated music since we were kids.
Yeah.
And I always thought, oh man, AI is never going to be able to really do that really well. And then all of a sudden it's going to do it really well. I thought there'd just be this wall. And then as I got more into making music, I realized there's so many different workflows. Excuse me. That you can like use as a pattern of how you put it together. So many different things besides just music theory as far as a composition, how you would do arrangements. I'm trying to remember the author, but there's a book called Your Brain on Music that talks about different ways that you can make like a hook. Say, for example, you do something that's really accessible, like one note that you do repeatedly. A lot of pop choruses are this. But then at the end of the repeated note, you have a little skateboard jump of like a little bend or a little flurry of notes. Beyonce does this like crazy, where you have a hook that's really easy for anyone to sing, and then all these athletic moments that are at different skill levels. So as a young person, you can practice different Beyonce skill levels and enjoy it like a video game, basically. And that your mind is doing whether you expect it to or not. It's just very conscious for her. She's one of the artists, I think her and her hubby, that were all about that book when it came out. There's a bunch of artists that it was raving over it like a good, this was like 2013. Anyway, so there's little things like that you can incorporate. And in modern music, people use a grab bag of them. A good example is Max Martin. Max Martin was the songwriter that broke Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, and then a ton of pop from Nickelback to a Black Eyed Peas collab, although of course most of that's written by Will.i.am, to I think there's a Lady Gaga one. Just like you name a pop star, there's a Taylor collab. He's just co-written a #1 hit on American pop music for like the last, I want to say, I think it's like 15. No, this would have been back in early 2000s. So he's got like a 20-year run of Swedish domination of American pop music. Him and then this other string of Swedish songwriters that he brought over to help popularize. But a lot of it came from Sweden independently because they have such a high music education.
Sure.
So they just churned out these people that know the whole grab bag of tricks that manipulate people emotionally.
So, Ace of Base, weren't they from Sweden?
No, Germany. In fact, there's a lot of signs that they were either closeted Nazis
They saw the
or
sign?
post-Nazis. Well, that's one song that has a questionable lyric or two, but to me, sounds post-Nazi. It sounds like they were Nazis when they were young and grew out of it, but kept some cool slang terms of having that. It's weird. Okay, first of all, Ace of Base is spelled like the base of aces, which was the most legendary German World War II military base.
We're digressing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But it's delicious. No, we're pro tangent here.
Yeah.
We listened back to these enough to know that some of these tangents are where the
I
juice
had no
lives.
idea about those references, so that's wild.
Yeah. So all this spiraled away from musical writing techniques and the fact that I think we could write an AI, even with carefully planned randomization. I have a sequencer, the Yamaha QY70 from 1997, and I found out you can, in its sequences, map out like to tell a knob to do something, basically like a virtual knob.
Yeah.
And you can randomize it within a range. Ableton lets you do this too. And if you use like the spontaneity within a constrained structure, you can really humanize some random music. It's become really popular in modular synthesis, which has come back a lot over the years, where people will buy just modules that do a thing to sound or do a thing that can manipulate a thing that does the thing to sound.
Like
You
a
just patch them
wah-wah
together.
pedal.
Yeah, so you might have one that's a parametric filter, which is what a wah-wah filter is.
Yeah.
Just a specific setting
Type,
on one.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then you can have an LFO, which is a low frequency oscillator, which is just a back and forth fella, and it sends its back and forth message to the wah-wah thingy, and you got an auto wiggly fella. You got a vibrato in that case. So you don't even have to know the terminology to just start whacking wires together and having
Yeah,
this
just
thing.
plug shit in, man.
Yeah,
That's how some of the best artists come out.
totally.
Right.
Andrew Wong, spelled with last name spelled with an H, is a good place on YouTube to dive into cool music production with randomization, humanization, and some cool modular synthesis stuff that's really beginner level but advanced cool, but explained where anyone would get it. It's a fun dive. Highly recommend.
So for this AI, like, they have to do it where you have to play like a bunch of tracks, right, and have the AI just get information from that. So it depends what you feed it.
Oh, yeah. This couldn't be the way I'm thinking of doing it with
It's
this
more like weird
randomized
science
parameters.
is what you're saying.
Yeah.
They put everything into it, and then Kelly LeBrock pops out, right?
It's a serendipitous thing to come up, because I was just telling Ange this morning about how it's such bad luck to talk about things that you're going to do later as an artist, because it makes it way less likely that you're going to do them.
Yeah.
Because the extra pressure. And I've just got an episode of all these things popping up that I want to tease that I'm going to do that I've just cursed repeatedly. But I'm going to seriously experiment with a randomization of parameters track that kind of writes itself that way. Especially for evolving ambient stuff, it's great. Video
can see
game
that.
music will do that sometimes.
Absolutely.
Woo!
Little ambient noise, never bad for the brain.
While you're looking up the next news thing, this is pretty non sequitur, but it goes with inside baseball stuff we were talking about the stream earlier. Restream.io is a great place to get started if you discovered OBS and you're like, okay, I got OBS, I can stream now, I can do overlays. What's my next step? Restream.io lets you, for free, branch your stream into multiple platforms.
Nice.
So it's paid to do a lot of platforms, but if you just want to do Facebook personal profile, which I highly recommend, I don't like going live to a Facebook page, because Facebook is
They
just...
hold you down unless you're paying them.
Well, for one, you have to pay Restream to do the page, although I don't think you have to anymore. But people don't follow Facebook pages to suddenly see them stream, I don't think. It feels like an Instagram or YouTube kind of thing. Facebook is a place like a Yellow Page is. Facebook pages are for like a Yellow Page
Well,
business
now it's
info
Facebook
finding.
Watch, man. That's the new thing.
Facebook Watch, I'm not keeping up. Anyway, personal profile,
Get into
people
a
find it
Facebook
there.
hole, man. It's better than a YouTube hole.
Yeah. You know what? My friends are most important to me. I'm making it for you guys. So you're finding on Facebook personal profile first. except for the handful of you, bless your hearts, that have converted to Twitch or YouTube for me. Thank you, because obviously those are more robust platforms. There's Super Chat on YouTube. I can respond to you on Restream on YouTube and Twitch, whereas you guys don't see my Facebook message responds. I just see you. Facebook is just always... they've got too many fingers and too many cookie jars to do everything too well. They had the old motto, move fast and break things, which means, randomly update the live infrastructure, so I have to reattach the stream, and I don't know it until I stream and it's not streaming.
Oh, by the way, we changed this week. You missed the email because we didn't send it.
Right.
No, they probably did, but they send 14 a day, so I just block them all,
Well,
which is just as bad. I don't have time to decide which emails I'm going to get from Facebook. It's like a festival of checkboxes. Facebook is where you go and you want a lot of checkboxes.
Yes.
You want to check some boxes?
Uncheck
Get in there.
those boxes.
Check those
boxes.
Check a couple. You want to check a couple.
Some of them.
So
Sometimes I just check boxes so I can uncheck them.
Yeah.
Well,
Send me free
that's
pie
how you know
on my
the setting
birthday.
is took.
Right.
Check that free pie on your birthday checkbox. It's hidden in there. Go look for it.
Good stuff. What do we got next? What do we
So
got
that
next?
was the thing I was going to share with you.
You want to do our last round of
Billy Bob's?
Bilbo Baggins?
Yeah, let's do it. Then we can do some thickies for the news chug at the end. Thickies.
These wheels are real exciting and bear my name, Evil Knievel.
Hi, it's Waz from Greasy Conversation. Did you know the pioneering stuntman Evel Knievel, the world record motorcycle jumping father of extreme sports himself, lives on spiritually in the satiny dough and hearty brick cheese of the pizza that bears his name?
Evil Knievel.
Evil Pie, that's E-V-E-L, on glistening East Fremont Street in the heart of downtown Las Vegas. They've been thriving here since back in 2016 because, unlike our hero, it's not dangerous. The flavor isn't even risky, but it is braggadocious. I get the world-famous Snake River special with a rattlesnake sausage. Honestly, it's great. I do love it, and it makes me feel like a mighty conqueror of perilous beasts. Vegans, don't tune me out. This place is known for their vegan pizza, too. So get over there. Just make sure you check the RadioVegas.Rocks app first. That app will have new specials just for Radio